Hello everybody. Are you ready to learn a whole bunch of knowledge today? Excellent. Well, what is this class? What are we discussing in this class today? Reading? No. Ah, there we go. Filmmaking. Anyone here have any experience of making movies before? I mean, I know you've watched your fair share of movies, but who here has an experience? Oh, excellent. Well, today we're going to talk about video. Alright, some of you may have heard about videography in some other classes. Great. Well, today we're going to discuss some of the basic concepts of videography and how to use what we know in order to make an awesome movie that you've always wanted to make. We're also going to learn about some of the rules of movie making, help get you along on some ideas, and show you some steps to make your film. And lastly, we're going to learn something that's really important and time-consuming too, and that's called editing. Anyone ever hear of editing before? Well, editing is when you have a film or a scene that's just going on and on. You want to make sure you cut out those unnecessary scenes so it's smooth and perfect. But what is video? Can anyone tell me what that means? Okay, picture, good. Ah, much better. Moving pictures. How video works is it takes a whole bunch of pictures all at once on a reel. And it's all at the same time. It's really cool. I mean, it's just a picture, remember. But now they're all connected together. Now, when you're working on your video, just to be clear, don't do the exact same shot over and over again. With technology nowadays, on the settings on your camera, you can do a lot of different things. Okay? It's also important to know all the settings on your camera. But what's the most important thing to know? Where to buy it? No. What else? How to turn it on. The battery pack. Making sure it's fully charged. What to do if your battery pack is dead. How to take the battery pack in and out. What's another thing? It's important. The lens cap. Yeah. Some people will film with that lens cap still on and they'll think that their camera's broken. Now they just keep on forgetting to take that lens cap off. So make sure that you remember to take that off, okay? Now another important thing is called focus. Now focus is it when you zoom in or zoom out. It can be very blurry. You want to make sure that you fix that focus so it can be really clear, or else no one's going to understand what's going on. And when we're talking about zoom, there's two different kinds of styles that you want to know. One is called wide angle, and that's for viewing broad landscapes and environments. The other one is called telephoto, and that's going to be when you want to zoom in on someone's face. Maybe if you want to show something, but what would you want to show? Ah, there you go. Yeah, some expression. Maybe if you want the actor to have an expression of, happiness or sadness. Maybe if you want them to be angry, depending. It's really important to capture that emotion. If you're videotaping them, the actor's not doing anything. I mean, what's going on? You've lost the entire meaning of that scene. So it's important to know there's two different types of zoom. The wide angle for environment and the telephoto for internal dialogue of your character. But let's save that for later. Now let's discuss different kinds of shots, okay? Alright, so we got our battery pack, the lens cap is off, we have everything zoomed and focused in, everything seems fine. But what are we doing? I mean, okay, we got the tape in. It's important to have that, of course. But what's next? Just videotape? No, try and have a plan. I mean, I want you to practice videotaping, that's fine, but you need a plan. And we call this plan a storyboard. A storyboard is just a big board with a lot of different pictures or scenes on it. These pictures are ideas for your stories. Maybe a year, let's say, that you grew up in high school or elementary school. You want to write about that in chronological order. Now, it's all going to be just different ideas or pictures. So give me, let's say, give me a place for our first one. All right, school, good. All right, maybe a title. Let's give a name for a movie. How about high school? There we go, Pops, right there, right at the first scene. All right, what's our second scene? All right, class, good. Everyone's walking in the class. Maybe everyone sits down, but what's the problem? I mean, what, everyone just comes in, waits for the bell to ring, teacher comes in, goes through his lesson plan and takes attendance, bell rings again, and then everyone leaves. No, what's the problem? Give me an idea. All right, student forgot homework. Good, but let's do something more interesting. Ah, good. Oh, student showed up late. Oh my God. What do you do in that scenario, right? Maybe the teacher gets mad. What do we do for our next scene? Maybe you could have the clock striking right at the time when class starts, the kid freaking out, showing up. You can zoom in on his face, see that expression of fear. Maybe switch to the teacher, show his anger. Remember, if you stick with the exact same scene in the film without zooming in or out, it's going to be really, really boring. You've seen those old movies, right? The concept where they just keep everything at the same angle. No, change the angles, change the positioning. I want you to think about where you want everything to be in your scenes. All right, so we got our first spot. We got where, which is a school. We got the class. We have the problem. Maybe our next scene would be the time, or maybe the teacher's face, the teacher's form of being angry. But what's our next scene? Oh, there we go. Maybe the teacher berating the student, some dialogue going back and forth. Set that up. I mean, I know this seems easy, but let me tell you, it's really hard. And if you don't have a plan, things can go awry really quickly. Your team's communication can break down very easily also, so it's really good to have that storyboard. Now understand, I want you to practice with your video. I want you to get that experience with working your camera. But remember the rules. I'm not going to allow you just to start videotaping first and then do your storyboard. Do I seem mean for doing that? No, it's important to have that plan. I want to see everything set up on your storyboard. So if there's something that doesn't make sense for you or your team, we can work on making that clearer. And then once that's all finished and I check off your storyboard, then you can start filming. Now remember, I want a lot of variety, okay? I want to see some zoom, some change in height. Play around with the camera, okay? When you have enough film, what are you going to be doing after that? If I see everything, it's just how it was when it was filmed, I can't understand how things are going. Where's your imagination? Where's the difference in emotions? You can't just film around without any care. Alright, so we got the videotape set, we got our battery pack charged, tapes in, zooms focused and everything. We have our storyboard. But what do? What? We just film and then we're done, right? We go home? Oh no, no, not even close. There's a lot more work to do. What do you need to do after we film? Remember I talked about it recently. Ah, there we go, editing. I mean, for old film, editing was when you had an actual reel. You could see the pictures and take out the scenes you didn't want. Make sure that was perfectly smooth. But now with technology, you just see the entire thing digitally. You can just cut and change the scenes however you want. But when you actually change the film, it's really cool to see. You can see the movement in the faces, the variety on color. You can see the change of black and white to color, which is really awesome. I've seen it. But what's the first thing we need to do besides editing and videotaping? No. That's off topic. Stay with video. Ah, there we go. Storyboard. Oh, thank you. God, I thought I was going to have to say that all over again. Yes, your storyboard, your scenes, right? Now you want to set some video time up, but you want to do everything in steps. All right? It's a lot easier for editing. If you go all over the place, then it's going to be a nightmare for you when you try and edit everything in chronological order. Now something that's also a special line, if you ever have any help or problems, I'm your teacher. I'm here for you. So if there's any problems with your editing or anything like that, I'm here for that. You want to set up some extra time with you and your team, okay? In case there's any problems. You want to make sure that all the scenes match, that the faces aren't warped on your reels. And when everything's done, you want to have a summary on paper. We call this a rubric. So at first you're going to want just 10 minutes of blackness. Then you want to start, of course, the name, the title, deaf empowerment, or deaf pride, whatever you want it to be. Girl with flowers, I don't care. But it's whatever you and your group want that makes you proud. And then you want to actually introduce your story. Where everything is, have the whole scene going on, show the audience everything that you did, and then when everything fades out, you're going to have the credits. But what are credits? Anyone see that before? There you go, yeah, names. Why is it important to have names on the credits? Alright, so you know who did it. Right, really good. For pride of the people who did it, right? People who helped out. You want to show your thanks for people who were involved in making the movie. The actors, the videographers. I mean, there's a lot more people, too. You have the people who did the music, the editors. You want to give all of those people their names right at the end. Give it about 5 minutes, too. I know you're thinking that's a lot, that's short time, but really it's a long time. You can cut it down to 2, but man, it is a lot of work. Anyone have any questions? All right, who here knows what lens is? Good. Lens, like a glasses lens, right? Excuse me. Hey, can you pay attention, please? What did he just say? No, lens. What is it? He doesn't know. Can you explain again, please? Right, lens, like a glasses lens, right? Now you're thinking, how are those two the same? Well, they kind of are if you think about it. I mean, they both change focus on what you see. So that's there. What's also important? Turning on the camera, the eject, for taking in and out the tape. Telephoto? We just talked about that. What is telephoto? No, not telephone. Telephoto. You remember? It has to do with zoom. Ah, there we go. Yep, the zoom in. Wide angle. Anyone know what that is? No, not wide angel. Wide angle. Yeah, there you go. For the broad landscapes. Good. Now this is going to be on the test, so I'm going to have some papers that you can copy down, okay, for the rubric and everything. Okay, so let's set everybody up in groups. 4 here. Let's see. No, not you. You work over there with the other group. No, excuse me. Over with the other group, please. Thank you. All right, 4 and 4. You 4. All right, work on your storyboard. Work on drawing what you want. Do some pictures. Kind of get the steps moving along for your movie, okay? I'll give you 15 minutes. I'm going to go around and help if you need it, okay? Any questions? All right, let's go.